What's going on? Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe. Wednesday, we are getting close to being halfway through training camp. I believe this was day 6. It's in the title for which day it is. I'm going to tell you, it's hot, 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 hot down in Spartanburg. I know you've heard that before, so I'm not saying anything new, but today it was hot temperature wise and the sun was out beaming. So for that reason, your boy did not go live from training camp down in Spartanburg today. I had to get inside, took some coolness so I wouldn't be sweating buckets when I am doing this video. And funnily, ironically, I had an interview with our draft pick at the Cade today. And man, this guy's shoes were full of water from him sweating through his body and his socks and just all that good stuff, man. So, nevertheless, I'm here. Nickname Man of the People. Why? Because I love working for the fans. I love connecting you with players and coaches and answering questions for myself to give you some more information about this Carolina Panthers team. And let me get my screens right. I'm still getting used to this new computer. I got a shout out to give to someone who said hello to me down in Spartanburg. It's been a lot of love from everybody down in Spartanburg. And I always say, hey, if you see me, please at least say hello. So Adam saw me today. He said, hey, you got a YouTube channel? I said, yeah. He said, yeah, I follow you on that. So appreciate you checking me out, Adam. Hope that you had a good time down there at training camp today. I look forward to meeting other people. Do me a favor. I'm going to ask early on. I'm going to tell you why I'm asking. Hit that like button if you have not already done so. Please hit that like button. It helps me grow. The more I grow, the more I can do for you all. Today, I got a chance to talk with Cade Mays. Friday, I'm going to talk with a coach. The bigger I grow, the more I can get these interviews. So hit the like button. If you enjoy the content and you haven't subscribed, hit that button. And last but not least, good reason to hit the bell notification is because when I go live, you can come on and ask me some questions. So let's go ahead and get into it. You know, I've been mixing up the coverage this week or recently with lots of videos and more commentary. Again, give me your feedback on what you like most. Today, I'm not going to go heavy on the videos, and I will go into a little bit more in depth on the observations that I had in my notes from practice today. When I go through these notes, they're just chronologically going through the notes today from practice. And, you know, we'll answer some questions that I can. I'm still in the middle of moving right now, so that's why you may or may not notice that I might try to get out through that question and answer session a little bit earlier than I normally try to stick around, make sure everybody gets the chance to answer. But next week, all the dust should be settled, and I promise I will continue to do as much question and answering as I can do. So let's see if we can show you something here today. Going through the screens, which button do I hit? All right, again, new computer, and I'm trying to continue to learn my screens. There we go. Who was fighting? You guys are funny. I'm glad I saw that because normally back in the day, I used to go through the comments first, give some shout outs, but now I switched the content or the format in which I'll go through all the content and then I'll come back and go through the questions. All right. So here's a little fun thing that I want to share, a little proof that I was down in Spartanburg today and a little small snippet of what I was up to after practice. Chris Jenkins alongside the very small Cade Mays. Thank you for joining me after practice today.
Hey, I appreciate it. Appreciate you having me.
I really do feel small, guys. But yeah, man, okay, I'm going to put this in perspective. I'm not a short guy. I'm athletic build, I like to say. And in that video, to me, it didn't look as big of a height difference as it felt standing next to Cade Mays. But man, up close to that guy, I felt like, woo, this dude was huge. And he was sweating a lot, man. I'm still going to tell you it's hot, but those players are definitely earning their dollars by the way they have to practice in that heat down in Spartanburg. But let's go ahead and get into my notes from today's practice. Again, give me a second to navigate properly to my notes. All right, so let's go through 7-on-7 first. Sam Darnold was going with the ones today, even though things were mixed up. So I'm just going to say Sam and 7-on-7s. Overall today, that first series, so typically what these quarterbacks are doing, the team is doing, is going a set of 4, then the next person to come in and do a set of 4. In his first set of 4, Sam Darnold went 3 of 4. Sam, I don't know. I'm going to say I don't know why, as in I hadn't had a chance to look. In practice, you can't look at tape and really break down things to see why he's doing, further have an opinion about why he's doing what he's doing. But he's going to the running backs a lot and getting those short completions that are safe. But he's making completions. So he did that several times. And I'm just trying to make sure I have my notes here. So yeah, that was Sam on the first series, 3 of 4. Baker came in next and had. You tend to notice that Baker goes just a little bit further down the field than Sam goes. Even when Baker's not going really deep down the field, he still is on average. And I'm not smart enough to always write down this was a 17-yarder, this was a 7-yarder. But Baker, I put in my notes, he had a mid-range completion that was pretty nice. And then his next possession, he had what looked like maybe a miscommunication, because it didn't really seem like a misfire. It's one of those cases where it seemed like the route was going to get cut off, and Baker threw it, some kind of thing, but nevertheless, it was an incompletion. Then he went to 16 for a very short completion, and he went back to 16 again. I don't have my notes. Let me go ahead and break down this roster so I can tell you who 16 was. Sorry, usually I'll break down the numbers before I get on, but I was trying to not be too late and getting on for you all tonight. So that was to Brandon Zylstra. Okay, Zylstra, doing good. So 3 or 4 is what Baker Mayfield went on his first time up. Sam came back, and another little check down on that play. He completed to yet another running back. He completed to Dante Foreman. And man, I'm trying to manage going through. I'm going to master this new computer so you all don't have to hear me talk about the struggles. And dang it, I just lost my place. I hope I didn't close the window. Let's see. Sorry. Let me see if I can find this window that I had open. There we go. Back to my windows. But now no, that's not the window that I want. I'm embarrassed, but it's live video, so I apologize. So just trying to work through the new MacBook. Been on Windows pretty much all of my life. I'm just gonna close this window out, try to make things easier for me. Gee Louise. Embarrassing moment on live TV. The reporter cannot find his notes. All right, I'm just gonna find a different way to get back to my notes is what I'm gonna do. I don't know what noise to make when I lose my notes and I'm talking through everything. And the notes are back up. Sorry about that. All right, so Sam with a little check down to Dante Foreman. But then there was a nice punch out of the ball, peanut punch, if you will, by the defense to cause that ball to drop out of his hands. And so then after the ball got knocked out of his hands, the running back gets not one ball, but he gets 2 balls. And I couldn't watch him the whole time because I have to continue to watch the plays. But he proceeded to, after the ball was knocked out of his hands, run around, or I should say jog around the field with both balls in the hands, trying to get that mentality back straight of saying, hey, man, I got to do better than that. And the defense, I'm not going to say they've been better than the offense, but they have been having some more highlights than the offense has had with punching out the ball, with getting interceptions. But you also say that, the quarterbacks are still young for the most part. Sam's been there for a while, but you got Baker and Matt Corral that are new to the team and still continue to learn a lot. So, and Matt Corral looked good. We're going to get to that here in a second. Sam, sum it up, on his second set with the 7-on-7, he was 2 of 4, had 2 incompletions and 2 completions, obviously, even though the one ended up being knocked out and would have been considered a turnover. So overall, Sam Darnold today was 5 of 8 in these drills that I had a chance to watch and continue to take notes on. These are 7-on-7s that I took the notes on. Once we got into 11 on 11, now you have, instead of 14 guys to watch, 22. So I wasn't able to write as many notes. But Sam, again, 5 of 8. I will give you a little spoiler alert. Baker did just a hair better. All right, so Baker came back out, connected to Sullivan, very short pass over the middle. Then he had incomplete, and but that ball was very well defended by a member of the defense. And then he had a really nice play, in my opinion, very nice play. He threw a fade pattern to Marshall that was in the end zone on the right-hand side, going to his right. I think it was very well done. Good air on the ball, good location on the ball. Terrace did his job well. I did not write who he was defended by, but it was a good play. So he was 3 of 4 on that one, making Baker a combined 6 of 8 overall on the day. Now, in terms of who was fighting, it's hard to see who exactly started the fight, but there was, and I wouldn't even say a fight other than just some pushing and shoving. You don't really see a true fight break out because these guys are competitive. They don't want anybody to kind of disrespect what they're doing and want to, show you that you're unhappy, but you're not going to go into the level of throwing fists for your teammate. On your teammate doing something like this. But essentially with the defense, I mean, they were hitting today. It was several good hits today by the defense. And so the etiquette that the coaches teach and that you want for player safety during this time is, you're trying to protect your guys. You're trying to earn a spot. You're trying to shine, but you got to protect your guys. So for the most part, it's like you want to hit the guys on the front in this area right here, in the upper body. You don't want to go low on anybody. You don't want it too much come from the side, and you definitely don't want to come from the back. So you just had some hits from the defense that were not in those really safe areas that helps protect the runner or the receiver. And people get a little upset when it happens. Guys are going to stand up for their guys, of course, and you're going to get some pushing and shoving that are going on. Jeremy Chin was one person that, had one of those hit violations, if you will. And I'm not 100%, but it seemed like it was Brian Burns that had the other hit. Not 100% on that. But again, that is certainly what happened on a play. Guy got tackled from behind, running back, and it wasn't perceived very well by everybody on the offense and probably the running back as well. So coach brought them together, talked to them about things, and I think he actually had to do that twice today, but then they went back at it in practice. Next up was a team session. 11 on 11, Sam Darnold at quarterback. I think it was the first play, but it was a double reverse. It was kind of interesting to see them do that in training camp, where obviously the media and all the public can see that this is something that they may be up to during the regular season, where Robbie Anderson had the ball, flipped it to DJ Moore, and there was a double reverse. And honestly, I forget how successful that play was when it was called, because I was like, wow, they just did a double reverse in training camp. So cool to see that. Maybe a little glimpse of, hey, this team's going to be creative this upcoming season. So be on the lookout for it. Other than that, wasn't much else that stood out from that series with Sam. PJ Walker came in for a little bit first out of between him and Corral, first from 11 on 11. Had a nice screenplay that started off, because, and I think that was nice because that defense, again, they've been aggressive. They've been able to blitz now for, this might be going on day 3. So the screenplay worked pretty good. Offense kind of giving them a little, get back, slow down with the rushes. Baker then came in for some 11 on 11. Again, he had another play in which I wonder, was it a miscommunication? Was it a read both by the quarterback and the receiver that needs to take place for that to be accurate? But it didn't work out. So he had one of those. And let me see what else I got here. Some more hard hits that took place, which I've touched on earlier. Definitely some hard hits today by the defense. The most hard hits that I have seen by far in training camp. So things are certainly starting to continue to ramp up as we go through the training camp training camp process. And yeah, again, some more hard hits that I have in my notes. Corral came up to do some 11 on 11. Started out with a nice quick pass over the middle. I like to say this was like about a mid-range. When I say mid-range, I'm talking about 20 yards down the field type pass that was completed. And again, my notes, there's definitely some hard hits today that took place. And then PJ Walker came back out for some 11 on 11, had a really nice 30-yard completion that was down the sideline. Nice pass, nice catch. Everything was really good about that possession by PJ Walker. Then Baker Mayfield came in and ran the 2-minute offense. Did pretty good. Moved the ball down the field pretty good. First completion was to DJ Moore, about 25 to 30 yards down the field. Another about the same distance down the field to 17, and missed 81 again. Sorry, I'm giving you just the numbers. I just didn't have a chance to translate into the players. I don't have them all totally committed to memory yet. And the series ended with a field goal that was kicked. So there you have that. Let me go back. Today, Christian McCaffrey was held out of practice, which is kind of, I won't say strange, but I think it was, today's Wednesday. So Monday, I asked Coach about Christian McCaffrey's load, and he gave me the whole GPS thing, which was intriguing. But now, come today, I'm like, I think he actually knows more than that, because Christian McCaffrey and the GPS mods can always, there's always going to be something. But anyway, he held him out of practice today, said he wasn't ready to reveal the details of how they're going to handle Christian, but said you're probably not going to see him 3 days in a row. So it's been funny a few times this training camp. Coach Rule says what he's not going to tell the media, and then he goes ahead and gives it away. I'm not going to tell you much, but he's probably not going to be seen out there 3 days in a row in pads. So there you have it. And then Ioannidis was held out of practice today as well. Had a chance to talk to my guy, Zane Gonzalez. Had a chance to do it one-on-one with Zane Gonzalez last year. By the way, if you have not gone back and looked at all my one-on-one interviews, I challenge you to find a media outlet that has more one-on-one interviews, especially the independent outlet, than me. I have a ton of them. But had a chance to talk with Zane Gonzalez today about the missed field goals that happened the other day. I said, man, this one kick seemed just unusual how it was short. And the other ones I had plenty of leg. They can go a little left, a little right, but this one was short. So just missed the kick as good as it needs to be kicked, and that's what you had happen there. Otherwise, Zane was perfect today, continues to look very, very good. And by the way, he said he was, if you guys thought that it was weird and not good when he got hurt in Buffalo, he was about as upset as he's ever been in his career to be injured in a situation like that. So that's a little preview of what's upcoming, what has happened, and what is happening down at training camp. I'm going to go ahead and take a few minutes to answer some questions. Again, hit that like button, subscribe. If you see me at training camp, please say hello to your boy. All right, I'm going to see if I can have some better luck this time, going back through my screens. And there, I am back. All right, wow, 23 comments. I know I'm not going to be able to get them. My wife will kill me because we need to be packing, all right? And all the love that I get from guys, I don't think anybody's asked me if I wanted some help packing and getting things ready for this move, but it's all good. It's all good. All right, here we go. Speed round. What's up, Ali? What's up, Chris Johnson? What's up? Mayfield should be named QB1 by Monday. Okay, that's your opinion. Joey Riolano. I feel so bad that I butchered your name. When am I coming on the show? I know that's like a catch-22, right? Because I told you I'm busy moving. So coming up soon, man. Hey, and if you want me on your show, hey, I'm game. Just get at me. Pretty easy to reach me in the comments by email, cjenkins@charlottevibe.com. Let me know. I love talking about Panther stuff on whoever's network wants to be that you want me on. Matt knows nothing. What's going on? Donna, I don't know who was fighting. It don't matter who was fighting. They're trying to compete. They're trying to win. But again, I couldn't see specifically who because this just looks like a scrum when you're not super up close. Donna, with the support, hit that like button. Hit that like button. How the defensive tackles and linebackers looking? So, William, appreciate the comment. I'm still not able to zone in on specific guys. I'm probably going to end up apologizing more. I hope I don't. But I continue to get locked in on the quarterback battle and what's going on there. Certainly, if the guy makes a big play, I can, make that note and have his name. But it's so tough to just watch one player. I mean, you have what may be 25 plays that are run, and so to evaluate offense, defense, and all these players, it's a challenge. But I'll continue to work at it for sure. Love you guys. Sam has always looked good in drills, just gets happy feet, bad, and just does not and does check down. So his numbers are going to show that. Yeah, Big Willie, no doubt. Sam will not start for the Panthers again this season. Is the Baker then Matt show? Okay. Hope we won't be garbage. Malcolm, I'm hoping to. I haven't gotten to the point where I'm going to do my predictions, but I think I'm going to continue what I started last year for the first time, which is polling the other writers who regularly cover the Carolina Panthers locally. And I'm not necessarily going to have a winning season or losing season. I just simply say, are we making the playoffs or are we not? So continue to look out for when I'm going to do that. Usually it's it's after the cuts are made that I'll try to get the poll from the other local reporters and bring that all to you. But yeah, I hope we won't. My wife has said that, has the team been good since we've been dating and married? No. So Panthers, players, if you're watching, help me out. My wife wants to see me working hard and a team that makes it to the playoffs. She hasn't seen it yet since we've been together. You had all day to prepare for this. I'm not sure what you said that for. I'm sure it's in fun. All right, continue to go on. One time Cam Newton choked. Yeah, that did happen. How many years ago did that happen, man? I do remember that happening, and I called Josh to see if he could get some comment, and he's like, man, I just wanted to die out. So at that time, I wasn't able to get more comments, but certainly there's been more that has come out about that since then. But yeah, Big Willie, it's competition in a competitive sport. You got men that are strong, men that are huge. So that's going to happen. All right. Remember when Cam and Norma fought? That year ended up being the Panthers' best ever. Fighting is a great sign. I can't be mad at you for that comment. That humble Cam, that's why. Anything from Matt Corral? So yeah, Matt, I guess I didn't go over it in my notes. If I did, I'm sorry. But Matt had a good day today. I've been talking about the fact that the world talks about his mechanics and how good they look. And I've said, yeah, but it needs to be more completions, more execution. And I started to see more of that today from Corral in terms of the beautiful quick release and how poised he looks, turning into more completions and more success on the field. So, yeah, Matt Corral is looking good. Everything I have seen and read, Baker is taking the steps needed to distance himself. What we should focus on is who will be on our starting line. Yeah, that's needing to work out as well. One of the things that you're seeing more in the NFL is people wanting players to get a lot of work in at as many positions as possible, just because you don't know what's going to happen during the season. So that's another thing it's hard to tell right now before things get into more of a simulated real experience. Like a guy might be at center, then a guy might be at guard. He goes all over the place. Guy might be at the Mike, he might be at the Sam, he might be at the Will, as far as those linebackers. It's a lot of stuff going on to really see where a guy will really, really be, and they're just evaluating things. So I don't feel like until another week can things start to play out, because there's so many other moving parts going on. But I certainly understand the the desire to know something pretty quick. What's up, more worship? What's going on, Vincent? How was training camp today? I've been talking about it. If you missed it, just go ahead and hit that replay button. Russell Wilson turned out well. So a lot of people are talking about how Russell Wilson was in Seattle competing. He was not one of the top two people that they were looking at as being their starting quarterback, but then he just made them have to make a decision. He just really performed so well that he came all the way up to being the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. He's currently now with the Denver Broncos, but he has won Super Bowl with Seattle and had a pretty good career up there as well. So have to go ahead and wrap up at this point. I'm sorry. There's more comments, but again, I'm moving. Got to get home and help out with that case. But I will continue to absolutely work for you, answer your questions, and be the link between fans and players and coaches. Right? I love what I do. I enjoy working for you all. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and make sure you have a good evening. All right. Chris Jenkins reporting for Charlotte 5.